Well, I'm just going to introduce the drawing team today. This is Mr. Miro. He's my Chinese crested, crazy little little fraggle, and I'm Kieron Siemens. I've been doing animation for about 30 years now, so I'm doing a lot of book illustrations and things like that. So, Mr. Miro and I have decided to put together a video of how to put those characters down on paper, how to construct a character, how the bones of it. And he's very excited because he can see a squirrel on the fence over there. So I'm going to put him down. But today's drawing is all about the construction of the character and breaking down the character, how to draw that character. And I'm going to go through in a very slow process for you to do that. So, get your pen, get your paper, get whatever you feel comfortable with drawing, and let's get started. Welcome back. So today, I'm just going to take a little bit of time to slow things down and just to kind of go through some of the basic parts of practicing. Okay. In the same way that if you're a musician, you practice scales. Da 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 da. I find that the practicing part for drawing basically comes down to the basics, and basics is basically trying to draw your shapes and to draw circles, and circles basically get your wrist and your fingers and everything much more relaxed and much more kind of fluid. The same way, da 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 da, doing your scales, doing your circles. And I remember when I first started in my first animation job, and they would basically give you these tasks to do, and one of the tasks was to draw a circle. And although at the time it was kind of like, you were kind of like drawing things like that, and things like that, and it got to the point of practice. So on very early days, I would sit in front of the television or listen to some music, and I'd be sitting and I'd be drawing circles, circle, 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 and I'd be trying to get to the point when these two loops, these two kind of lines would join, so that I get to a point where I could kind of do a perfect circle, but do it at speed like that. And it ended up to a point where I got so obsessed with drawing circles that I'd be just sitting with a jot pad like this, just like some kind of Poundland type of book, and it's just a jumbo book. It's kind of like a Hobbycraft, I think it is. There you go. It's an A4 pad, 150 sheets, nothing important, and I would just sit for hours and hours and hours, and I would draw circles. I would draw circles at different speeds, quick circles, and it kind of progressed into a point of sitting and going. And I kind of felt like this was just getting my mind and my hand and my fingers and the pen all in sync. And I would sit there and I would draw circles for hours. I'd even draw circles backwards for hours. Some I would draw this way around, and some I would draw that way around. And again, da 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 da. It's like a process of building scales, building flexibility in your fingers and in your wrist and everything, and joining it with your brain. So my number one tip for anybody is loosening up your hand. Just get a rubbish piece of paper, piece you throw away, and just sit. And if you're watching TV, just sit and draw circles. And this might sound like a useless piece of information, but it will build your flexibility and your coordination for when you're actually getting to the point of drawing construction. Now, construction for a character is everything. Okay, if you were to start to sit and draw a character, you would start to think about it in the form of circles, mostly circles. You would obviously come up with squares and other shapes as well. But if you were to think of a face, that's a simple face. Now if you were to think of a more kind of structured face with maybe two circles, then you could bring him into a man with a big chin. Do you see how that works? Just by adding that extra circle. And in the same way, you could do another circle there, and you could do another circle there, and you could do it as a lady with a large haircut, you know. So again, this is just breaking down the circles and breaking down your character into a very friendly structure. And obviously then once you start to do that, you can start to think that, well, I'm going to draw a rabbit. Okay, a rabbit. So you're going to start thinking of his head. You're going to start thinking of his nose area. And then you're going to kind of join those lines up. Okay. Doesn't really look very rabbit-like. Okay, so let's put some long circles on, some sausages on. So let's put a big sausage shape on there. And put another big sausage shape on there. Then we've got, draw an eye. Let's make it a little cartoon rabbit. And we can give him some teeth. And we can give him a big smile. And we've suddenly become a rabbit. You can put another sausage shape inside to show the insides of his ears. And this is a very basic thing. Put a little nose on him. Another little circle. And it's a very simple, very clean, clear way of putting things together. And the practice comes in that once you get to such a point, in the same way that a musician will be knowing the scales, he won't have to practice the scales. He will know in that tune it's in the key of C, da 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 dum, and he will know where all the notes are. He will still practice the scales as I do now. I still wake up, and if I don't know what to do, I will start to draw and I'll start to scribble circles. In the same way that if I'm scribbling something, I don't know, I'm just kind of scribbling circles like that. And I might think, oh, well, that kind of looks like another rabbit. Oh, there you go. Oh, but maybe he's looking face on at us this time, you know? And you can start to build it up. That's his neck. There's his body. Okay. There's his arms. Do you see how I'm building these things up? That's his stomach area. And there's his lower torso, and you can draw his little legs on then. And in the basic form of circles, building circles, you can basically come up with everything. Yeah, everything. So once you get to the stage of practicing these circles, practicing your loosening up your mind, and not being so precious and just drawing, maybe I draw a bigger circle. Maybe I draw a small circle. Maybe I draw another circle. Okay, well, I could see that could be a big tough man. Look at that. There's his arms sticking out. And there's his little stumpy legs. And you're starting to have fun with it. And I think the fun and the kind of exploring shapes and circles and things like that open up your mind, and they take away this extreme pressure on you to be perfect, and it gets you back into that almost childlike form of, this is fun. Drawing is fun. I'm actually having fun here. It's not like you're sitting there and you're drawing so crazy and so panicking, and you're wiping the sweat off with a tissue, and this is bringing you back down to the form of enjoyment and fun, and really getting into finding things, just scribbling, and having fun. And the more you do that, and the more you relax, the more fun it becomes. So let's take this rabbit, this kind of hare rabbit thing here, and we'll try and put him into a finished character. Okay, these are not kind of set rules of everything. This is a little bit more of a fun lecture, or a fun lesson if you wish. It's fun, okay? So there's no rules. You can draw your rabbit at your speed in any way you want, but draw along with me, okay? As we talk, draw along. Draw your rabbit. Draw your version of this character. You can draw a dog if you feel confident enough. You can draw a sheep or a goat or a horse if you feel. But draw along with me, okay? We will break it down. So, let's have some fun. Okay, so you've been practicing your circles. You're kind of getting a little bit of fun with it. You know, you've been scribbling around and you're kind of, relaxing out your fingers and relaxing out your hands, and you're all loosened up and you're having, you're kind of relaxing your mind just to have fun. This is not something that you're going to sell in the gallery for £1 billion until you become famous, which might happen. But this is just a bit of fun. We're just going to draw a nice, simple rabbit. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw in 2 different pens. I'm going to just draw in a regular biro, so that when I put the final line on top, you can see very clearly what's actually happening. Okay? So we're going to start with a larger circle, as in the head, as in my head. It's got a bigger circle than my jaw area. As you can see, my head is bigger here and comes down to a smaller. So a big circle here and a smaller circle here. Okay, that's the first thing that we're going to think about. And you draw your circle your way. Okay, I will give you a guide, and you can draw your circle your way, your idea, so that it doesn't get too restrictive. Okay, but at the same time, watch through this video, watch it all the way through to the end, and then come back and you can go through it piece by piece, piece by piece, piece by piece. And if you don't understand a part or you get stuck, just run it back and go through it again. So we are going to start off with a circle. And I'm just doing a nice relaxing round and round and round and round. Okay, and I want to do a smaller circle a little bit away from that bigger circle. Okay, maybe like a centimeter, or whatever distance you want your face. You can do it long. You can do a big long nosed rabbit if you wish. You can do a very short nosed rabbit if you wish. I'm going to put my circle about here. Okay, now what we're doing here is we're doing the structure here and the structure here. Okay, so now we're going to be joining these lines to join up. Now, to give this a little bit of fun, I'm going to try and draw a more straighter kind of connection line here, just from that circle to that circle. And this line above, I'm going to do a little bit more of a curve, so he's got like a little bit more of a raised kind of, a little bit more curved like that. And again, if you want to draw your line straight, you go ahead and do it. This is your drawing. Okay, so that is our structure of the head. And what we will do is we're going to add some more shapes to it. We're going to put another circle here, and the circle here is going to be the neck. Okay, again, it's just a simple circle, round and round, round and round, just a circle. Okay. Now, what happens next is we're going to be drawing the chest area. So this part here, we're going to just add a circle. So You can put your circle here so that the neck is sticking forward. You can move it back so that his chest is sticking out, or you can put it in the middle where it's just a regular here, here, or here, whichever you feel. I will put my chest a little bit more forward for the simple reason I think rabbits and hares and that are very proud when they stand up on their two legs. And we are again going to draw a slightly bigger circle for the stomach area, just below that. And then we're going to add a very large bottom area, okay, whatever nice word you can think of, where his tail is attached. And we're going to add that also. We're going to add it here, but much bigger. So we've got a nice kind of shape, a kind of a larger base, smaller head type of thing. And you can do it even bigger if you want, okay? And that is the basic construction of our character. We have our head, we have our chest, and we have our bottom, our base, okay? And what we're going to do now is we're going to start to break it down. Now, this is where you need to practice a little bit. This is where you need to slow things down a little bit, okay? You're only going to think of things in the form of a circle, okay? As much as we can. And a circle, and if we need something a little bit longer, we'll do a circle and we'll stretch it out like a hot dog or something, okay? That's it. Simple. So, we want to put some eyes on our character. Where do you want to put your eyes? Where do you want to put your eyes on your character? Do you want to put them up here, where you've got eyes up on top of the head? Do you want to set them into the head? What do you want to do? Right. So, we shall put our eyes on top. And again, it's just like an egg shape. That's all it is. I'm going to put two eyes up on there. So it kind of gives us quite a nice kind of goofy look to him, okay? Now down on the smaller circle here, we're going to draw a nose. Again, how big do you want your nose? You want a little circle, big circle, middle-sized circle, giant circle, whatever you want. Now just to kind of give us a little bit more confidence here, we're going to add some ears, and we're gonna think of it as a circle, and we're just stretching out to a hot dog, okay? And we're gonna have the ears coming from the top of the head, and we're just gonna do our sausage, and our sausage is just gonna be a big hanging, maybe make one end slightly bigger than the other, so it kind of looks like it's a big heavy ear. And you can do the other ear coming up like this if you want, only because I'm running out of paper and I can't fit mine in here. And there's our big long sausage shape that's attached to his head. Now that's already starting to give you some confidence, right? That's already starting to show you that you've got most of the character there. You've got the ears, you've got the eyes, you've got the nose, you've got the head construction. So most of his body is already there. So, next circle down is going to be the neck. We don't need to do anything on the neck. But on this chest part, we need to draw some arms. Okay? Now, for the arms to be done, I'm going to add some little sausage stick arms. Okay? So there's one little sausage. There's two little sausage, and then we're going to put a big circle on there for his hands. And you see that? And on the other side, we will just imagine that the arms are coming there, and we have another hand there. And if you can imagine, his arm is going in behind there. And that's arms. A simple structure: two sausages, one circle. Two sausages, one circle. You've got the basic construction of your arm. Now, we're going to go past the stomach area, and we're going to go down to this big area here. Now, it would be nice if we had a nice rabbit's tail, which is just another circle. Simple, right? Right. So onto the leg construction here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to basically give it a big circle here. And another big circle over here because that's the leg behind the body. So you're basically going to be drawing half a circle because that's behind the body. But if you want, I can draw it lightly in there for you, another circle. And underneath that, we're going to draw a little circle. That's this kind of leg ankle part. And then we're going to draw a very big sausage. And that big sausage shape is going to be his feet. So we're going to add another circle on that side. And we're going to add another big long sausage onto there. Can you see that clearly? Okay, so here is the basic construction of your character. And at this point here, you should start to feel like you've got some confidence here. You've just drawn a whole rabbit with circles. Circles and a couple of sausages thrown in. Alright, so this is where the fun begins. This is where you have that confidence. You've drawn your rabbit. All you need to do is do the pretty part. And the pretty part is where it starts to get fun. This is where it starts to get real fun. So, put that pen down. And you grab a pen of anything that you want. I will use a common old brush pen. And I'll use a brush pen basically because it's quite dark and you can see. So we will start with our eyes. What expression do you want from your rabbit? You want him to be sad? Do you want him to be happy? Do you want him to be shocked? Do you want him to be angry? You see, we're going excited, angry. We're just moving eyebrows. So let's make him quite excited and happy. We're going to draw some eyebrows just floating above where the eyes are. Just two little lines. And then we're going to start to draw our eyes. We are going to basically draw the black circle of our eye. Okay. And we are going to draw a little eyelid. Just about a third of the way up on that circle. If you see your circle like that, you're going to do about a third, which is going to be there. And 1/3 is going to be like that. Okay, you can put your other circle about there. Okay, so you're working on thirds. 1/3, 1/3. Okay, and that is our eye. And we can draw the outline on our character. We can give him a little line under his eye to kind of give him some character. Now, we're just going to follow this line all the way now from the eye. We're going to follow all the way down to the nose. Nice simple line. Okay. And again, to the circle, we are going to draw the circle of the nose. Now at this point you can start to add some little details. And you can draw like a little highlight maybe on his nose, just to kind of make him a little bit cute. So what we're going to try and do here is we're going to try behind the eyes, let's put a little bit of a hairstyle. What do you want? Do you want some curly hair like that, or do you want some funky spiky hair like that? Whatever you want. We're just going to put it behind the eyes. And for this I'll do some curly hair, okay? Just to kind of give him a character. Alright. Next we're going to draw those big sausage-like ears, okay? And again we're going to come from the head. Oh, my pen's squeaky. And we're going to draw another sausage shape inside. So it's like the inside coloration of the ear. Sometimes you see in the cartoon characters they always have an outside ear color and an inside ear color. So just inside we are going to draw another sausage shape inside. We're going to bring it all the way around. Those lines being almost parallel to the outside of it. So we're going to go for the other ear. And we're going to go nice and slowly. And remember, this is your character, so nothing is wrong. Okay? Nothing is wrong. You can draw big ears, little ears, whatever you want. And here comes the second line inside, almost running parallel with the outside line. And there's most of our rabbit. I mean, how cool is that? Huh? I mean, we're almost there. Now, what I'm going to try and do here is I want some kind of mouth expression, okay? And the mouth is going to come under his eye, so you're going to have the smile coming up here. And it's going to go all the way down to under his nose, which is down here. Okay, so we're going from here to here. We're going to draw a nice big line. Okay, so we're going to do a little kind of one of those. So we got a big smile. Okay, and then right from the middle of it, we're going to draw a line all the way down, and we're going to join that up onto the nose. Now that's pretty easy. Take your time. Take your time. It might sound very, very complicated, but we're just trying to do a nice smooth line from the smile coming from here. We're going all the way down to his nose. Once we've done that, we're going to do the open mouth. Okay, we're going to have him this type of thing. Okay, so from under where the two lines meet, you're going to take that line and you're going to draw it all the way down and back up. Okay, that's nice. Under that, you just draw another little line just to kind of give him like a big lip. Inside that, draw the tongue, which is just two curves like that. Alright. Now what I usually do is, because that's quite a big area in the mouth, I sometimes do a deep throat. Okay, and that again is just one line, but it breaks up the colors. So if you draw one line there, then this would be like a kind of an orangey color, and then this would be a dark color, like it's going into the throat, and it just breaks up a lot of colors into that. So most of our rabbit is done. We've got the back of the head, okay, and I like to kind of give him a little bit of a hair. I don't have much hair, but and to do that, I'm just going to draw a line down a little bit, and then I'm just going to go out and in and out and in and out and in and out and in, and then back round, and then we're going all the way around to the front of the mouth, like that. Okay, take your time. If you miss a part, you don't understand a part, run it back and go forward. There's no rush on this. Okay, so we're going to try to do one line. Now this is going to be a little bit tricky probably. We're going to try and do one line that's running over the top. If you imagine like having 4 little balls on the floor and you putting a blanket over it. Okay, so you've got that line that's kind of running over all those lumps and bumps all the way. And we're going to go from the tail to the neck, or from the neck to the tail, whichever is easier. So we're going to go from the neck, and we're going to go down, and we're going to go over that onto the body, over that onto the stomach, over that down to the tail. So that gives us a nice fluid line. And underneath that is our secret construction that nobody knows about. Nobody. So we're going to do the same on the front, except once we get to the hands. Don't draw the hands yet. Okay, okay, so we do our line coming down over that one, stop at the hands. Underneath the hands, we're going down over the stomach, all the way down and around to the base of the ankle ball. Okay, so that's the construction of our body very, very quickly. Now, you can imagine that we will just do this final line here. Just underneath the tail, we will draw another line coming round to finish it off, down to the ankle. We can do another ball here. We can do a nice shaggy tail around that circle. Draw, or you can just draw a straight circle. You can draw the tail like that if you wish. No problem. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to attempt to draw the arm. Okay. Now the arm is basically drawing down the sausage and then up that other sausage and down that sausage and then around to that sausage. Leave the end open because it will be the same color as the body color and it will look like it's part of it once you've colored it up. Okay, so now our hands. Now I want you to be a little bit... Sometimes people get panicked about these fingers and hands and they're basically just sausages stuck onto a ball. And that is the ball. And these are the sausages. Do you see it now? Can you see? Can you see that this hand is just a ball with a couple of sausages stuck onto it? Now you're starting to break things down in your mind. That's a simple thing. So we're going to kind of cheat a little bit with this. We're going to do the hands curled in, so he's like a little rabbit like this. Okay, that's his hands in. And what we're going to do is we're going to do, because we've been practicing our curves and our circles, we're going to basically do a circle, and then underneath that we're going to do another circle, and then we're going to do another. Do you see? Now if you were to fill those circles, you could do that on top of your circle. But we're just going to be deleting that line, and deleting that line. So here we go. Are you ready? From where the hand line is, we're going to come round and we're going to do that. Tuck that in, and then we're going to draw another little half line there, and then we're going to draw another little half line there, and then we're going to join that up. So again on this one, we're going to draw little half shapes, and we'll draw our little hand underneath there. And that basically shows our little rabbit in this type of pose. Okay. So now we've got the legs, and that's it. We've drawn most of our basic rabbit. Okay. So we're going to go for this big leg here. We're going to start about midway. Okay, a little bit over midway, and we're going to drag that round like that. Okay, onto our little ankle. You can draw the back of the ankle as well. And then all we need to do now is draw the big sausage shaped foot. Now what we can do here is that when you're drawing this foot, try to remember that we've got toes on it. Okay, so we will draw our big long foot like that. Bring it all the way back to the ankle, and then we're just going to draw a couple of little lines like that to show our toes. Now we're just going to copy that onto the other side. So we've got the leg behind the body like that, over the ankle part, and then out for the long sausage shaped foot. We're going to draw our little toes, and that is basically our rabbit. I mean, if you want to put some like little details, like maybe you want two colors on his body, like on his belly you want a little bit of a different color, well, you can just add like a little kind of shabby line down there that stops on his leg, and you can kind of get the feeling that there's two colors there on the body. But that's basically it. Now in about 5 minutes we've drawn quite a detailed character. We've started to think about fun things as we've been going through. We're starting to think of the basic construction. We're starting to think about our line outside, and we're starting to add some little fun things in there, like what kind of hairstyle has he got? Has he got a long nose? Has he got a short nose? Has he got a big belly? Has he got a big chest? Has he got a small chest? Has he got long arms? Has he got short arms? Has he got a big, massive, fluffy tail? And these are little details that you can add and you can change to make your character. Like, for example, this area here. You could have done the back of his body, and you could have done a massive, big, fluffy tail like that. Crazy. Still within our circle construction, but you're having this control now. And this control should also now be giving you huge, huge confidence. So, a great way to practice this confidence and to build this confidence is not like to run ahead, you know, like you've been practicing your scales, da 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 da, and you get excited, man, I can play the C scale, da 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 da, yeah, and then you're gonna go, sorry, I'm gonna write a whole opera, you know. Let's keep things in little steps, little movements forward. So once you've done your rabbit, put that rabbit on the side and then draw his brother or his sister. His sister would be a good challenge, wouldn't it? Would she have eyelashes? You know, would you be drawing an eye like that, like an egg shape, with our third of the way down, as we explained here? And would you be drawing a pretty eye on? And then would you be adding these long eyelashes, which are just little lines that come off? You know, you could even add some on the bottom as well to make her look very pretty. You could make a beautiful girl rabbit. So this, although it seemed like very, very simple, just drawing bowls and sausages, at this stage, it's very powerful. The same way that scale into learning how to play with other people is very important. So this is a very, very powerful tool. And you can start to draw this rabbit. You can draw his brother. You can draw his sister. You could draw his girlfriend. You could draw his dad. What would his dad be like? Maybe he's bald like me. Maybe he's got a beard like me. Maybe he's got some spectacles. You know? What about his mum? She got long hair. You could play with these. And all the time you're playing with this, you're learning. And all the time you're playing, you're drawing his cousin, his uncle, the guy that works in the shop, blah, blah, blah. He's got a big mustache, or he always wears a hat. Add a hat to it. I mean, how cool would that be? You got your eyes, like that, with your little eyes, and then you've got a big hat that he wears all the time. And that's just the way that it's sitting on his head. And there's his head going down there, and his ears coming out here. See, I've even done little short ears there. It looks kind of fun. I mean, that's just, it's starting to build the excitement. It's starting to say, well, I've got this pen, and I can draw a circle. That makes me huge, hugely powerful. And I can draw anything that I want. I could draw a turtle. Draw your rabbit, then think maybe I could draw a dog. Could I draw a cat? Could I draw whatever you want? And you got this, the tools now. You've got it all there. So, I'm going to take it to the next stage. I'm going to draw my version of a rabbit. Now, as I draw this, watch and see where my circles are, because I won't be drawing down circles. I won't be drawing that, because in my mind I've been drawing those circles for about 10 billion years. So in my mind I am drawing a circle. I'm thinking, right, I've got to draw the neck, right? So I'm going to be a circle, so I'll draw the lines outside. So the line work that we did at the end after the circle is the part that I will be doing, and I'll be doing it in my style. You do it in your style, okay? I'm just doing it in my style just for a bit of fun, okay? So, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you will go on to part 2 and see the rabbit and see my version of this character, okay? Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you learned anything. And if you're a little bit anywhere stuck in a little bit through it, go back. Go back. Go back. Watch this as many times as you want until it gets into your into your natural thinking about building a character, building it on circles, building it on a structure. And next, we will see this rabbit in my style, but with the same pattern, with the same knowledge that you're having here. Okay? So, let's go on to the part 2 of this. And make sure you go and see part 2, because you'll start to think that, what's my style? How could I draw that? Could I draw it in a biro? Could I draw it in a paintbrush? You know, could you draw it, put it in your circles, and then draw it with a paintbrush? Paint it even. I mean, it's just endless of the possibilities. And that's very exciting. So, I will go and draw my rabbit. Come on to part 2. And please follow on to see what happens. Okay? If you do get some drawings, tell me how you get on. I want to know if this has helped you in any way. In the comments, send me a little comment. Even if you just said it works or it doesn't work. Tell me why it doesn't work. Okay? And we can try and... maybe we can do a series of these. Maybe we can do a few lessons. If you tell me, give me some feedback on this lesson here. Give me some feedback about what you want to learn. What was difficult in this lesson? What did I not explain? And I can try to help you. And I can try and build up maybe even a series of lessons for the more beginner part of the drawing journey. Okay? Thank you very much for watching. Go on to part 2. Let's have a bit of fun. Okay? Bye-bye.